Good morning, everyone. I'm Zia, and this is Chasing the Moon. It is a beautiful blue sky, sunny midwinter day here on the southwest coast of British Columbia. We're used to getting an awful lot of rain at this time of year, so anytime the sun comes out, it's a feel-good kind of day. And I hope you're having that kind of a day too. Today I am actually coming to you ahead of part 2 of this video, which I filmed about a week ago now. So today I want to talk about, well, for example, Chasing the Moon RV. Why did I call it that? I called it that because I've always had a fascination with the moon, as long as I can remember. And I've been known to go out at all hours of the night or early morning to get a wonderful view of some supermoon or something wonderful happening in the night sky with the moon. There's always been a part of me that has felt that the world was rather magical, and I love that. And I think it's one of the reasons why I became a full-time nomad. It was because when I was out on a road trip, I was seeing things I'd never seen before. I was meeting people that from all different walks of life. And as I've said before, I just had such a sense of joy, sometimes to the point of tears at what I was experiencing, happy tears, and a real sense of freedom. So, as some of you know, I am not going to be a full-time nomad in the future. Why am I doing that? Why am I stopping nomad life? I'm stopping nomad life for several reasons. One thing I found is that it's becoming harder and harder to find places to stealth camp, especially if you are in cities. If you're living off-grid or in the backcountry somewhere, or in the desert if you're in the States, there's lots of places where you can still stay. And there are places here in Canada too. We have what's called Crown Land, which is like BLM land, Bureau of Land Management, where you can stay for free. But one thing I've learned through my travels is, one, I'm not a camper, I'm a traveler. Although I do like to sit around a campfire if there's other people around. I like to be close to family and friends, but I like to be out in nature too. And so I've been finding it harder and harder to find places where I can happily stay stealthy for a night. The reason is that because of the cost of rent, not just here, but in many places in the world, more and more people, seniors and people of all walks of life and all ages, are finding it harder to be able to pay rent. I'm one of them. The rents here are extremely high. And that means that more people are choosing options, especially senior women. That's the largest growing population of people living in vehicles. And so the wait lists to get into subsidized housing are getting longer and longer. Now, I have been on a wait list for 3 years. My friend who just got into a subsidized apartment a few months ago was on the wait list for 5 years. So I'm hoping something's going to come up for me soon, though. I have a feeling it's going to. I'm trying to manifest that. I have been good at manifesting in the past, so maybe I can do it again. But also, this bus was Plan B, and I realized that I don't have the physical wherewithal anymore or the financial means to really turn this bus into a tiny home on wheels. And so if I can't live in this full time, then I need to get myself into a home base. And what I'm trying to figure out right now is, how do I hold on to, how do I retain that sense of joy and freedom of nomad life when I'm back in a home base, when I'm not out having as many adventures? That's the question that I'm asking myself now. Last year, I had an extremely eventful and busy year, amazing in many ways, and some hard times too. But I wrote down the months of the year, and last year, every single month, I was doing something. I was either traveling, selling my van, buying the bus, building out the bus, losing Charlie, traveling some more, coming back, traveling some more, holding the Boulder Women's event. Every single month, something was happening. And I realized that I'm tired, for one thing, because I just turned 73. But also, with the state of the world right now, I need to feel a little more secure, and I need to slow the pace down a little bit. I want to be able to focus on creativity, which is the word that I chose for the year, because I realize that when I'm focused on being creative, when I'm immersed in an art project or trying to learn a piece of music or something along those lines, I'm not thinking about the things that make me feel unhappy or the things that stress me out. And right now, with things that are going on climate-wise and politically around the world, I need to take my focus off of some of that, and I'll be able to do that very well when I'm settled in a home base. Also, I'm kind of ready to have some more creature comforts again. I really wouldn't mind that. So I want to focus on the little things in life. I've often said that it's the little things that bring me joy. So how am I going to keep chasing the moon, chasing that magic that I have always craved? Well, I'm going to do that by continuing on with my channel. And the channel content is going to change to quite a degree. I still do want to travel, take you on some adventures. There won't be as many because I won't be full-time. Hopefully soon that change is going to happen. But I'm going to focus on content about decorating my new home on a budget, thrifting, perhaps some cooking, on health and wellness. I really want to focus on healthier eating this year. I've got some major plans for that. And also on a new exercise routine that I'm really excited about, which I need some space to do. So I want to do those things, and just being able to have a balcony where I can finally have some flowers to plant. If I get into one of these subsidized apartments, most of them have a garden area where they have built up planter boxes where residents can grow vegetables or flowers or whatever. I want to focus on the little comforting things of life. There's going to be thoughts on experiences, not just for seniors, for everyone. Things that come up in life and how do you deal with them. I do have a background. I have a certification in counseling, and I have experienced an awful lot of adversity in my life, which I think has given me a great deal of insight and empathy for people who are going through certain things. The biggest thing for me, though, is wanting to make a difference. And so in part 2 of this video, you're going to see a day where I just sat down in front of the camera without any notes of any kind, which is what I usually do, although today I have a few for this opening. But it was a day when I sat down and had been musing about life, and for a particular reason why that happens for me at midwinter. So I hope you enjoy part 2 of this video. My apologies. Due to some technical difficulties, there may be some repetitive content in part 2. It's midwinter, and my birthday occurs in midwinter. And every year since 2001, I've been keeping a birthday journal. And what I do, because I wasn't disciplined enough to write a journal every single day, what I do is on the eve of my birthday, I reflect on the year that has just passed. I write down the main events that have occurred during that year. And then on the evening of my birthday, when I get into bed, I talk about what happened on my birthday, what I did, who I saw. And also, I write about what I hope for the coming year. When I pulled out my journal this year, I came across a page that I'd actually written on my birthday, the year that I turned 41. And I thought I'd share that with you today. I did a little ritual on that day, and I wrote about that. 4 frozen wishes sailed to sea today, round and white, infinite and pure, simplicity in form and thought. My frozen wishes will float suspended by Mother Ocean, and in time will be absorbed as part of the whole. And when this occurs, I will know, because I will be weaving and meditating, and my family and the earth will be healthy and whole of spirit. That was back in the day when I had purchased a loom and was learning how to weave and hoping to get back to a simpler time, a more peaceful time. And then I wrote, today I'm 41. I like that number. I like me. For the first time in my life, I'm focused and have set attainable goals for myself. Goals which will fulfill my dreams to make a difference. By making a difference to me, they will make a difference to the universe. How I look forward to this year, to being disciplined and active. The wheels are turning and I'm beginning to roll. Last year was about proof, proving that I could achieve my heart's desire. When I did this on my own, through sheer determination and sense of purpose, this year is about connecting my creative energy and soul and knowledge for the betterment of my quality of life, and in turn, everyone's life that I touch. When I wrote that, I thought that life was going to flow beautifully from then on. And a lot of the time it did, but a lot of the time it didn't. I went through many, many changes in living situation, in my financial situation, in my relationship situation. I'm sure many of you can relate to that you've looked back on your life or come across something you may have written and thought, I thought I had it all figured out. But did you? Or are you still working on it? I know I'm still working on it. But the thing that gives me hope about reading what I wrote when I was 41 is that I realize that part of the theme of my life, the thing that mattered to me, was I really did want to find a way to make a difference in the world. Last year, when I was able, with the help of my friend, to create the first Boulder Women event, to start community among the Nomad community of women in Canada, I felt I made a difference. When I became certified as a guide for the Sacred Gifts program, and I worked with a few people, I felt I made a difference. And when I went back to college and got certified as a counselor and began working with people as a life coach and running some workshops, I felt I was making a difference. And somehow I'm hoping that perhaps my channel, Chasing the Moon, has made a difference to someone. I think that if you make a difference in even just one person's life, if you plant a seed of hope, if you make them feel heard, if you make them feel loved or important in any way, if you can encourage someone, and of course always be kind, then you've really succeeded in your life. So often success in our world is judged by how much money you make or how well you do in your career. But I think it comes down to humanness and how you will be thought of when you're gone. That somebody will remember how you encouraged them one day or how you made them feel heard. You don't know that by smiling at somebody and saying good morning when you go for a walk somewhere, and I do this with everyone I pass. Some don't even acknowledge me, but most do. I'll smile and I'll say good morning. And you don't know that you haven't stopped somebody from falling into an abyss. Somebody who was perhaps on a walk feeling absolutely lost or hopeless. You don't know that that won't change the trajectory of their life. And so lately I've been rethinking my own life, my nomad journey. Now I've been living in first my van Luna and now in this bus Emma 2 for a total of just over 2.5 years. And I honestly thought that this bus was my plan B, that I was going to be a nomad for the rest of my life. How wrong we can be sometimes. Because, as they always say, change is inevitable. And I'm realizing that living this lifestyle has changed me tremendously in so many ways. But in the span of a couple of months, my thinking has changed, and I am no longer going to be a full-time nomad. I may not even be a part-time nomad. I will probably be selling this bus, and I will be sad to see it go. Now, does that mean I want to stop having adventures? Absolutely not. Does that mean that I want to, because that's what brings me joy and a sense of freedom. But I'm going to sneeze in a minute. excuse me, I've got a little bit of a cold. No, I still want to have some adventures, have some road trips, but I may not even buy another van. I may find a way to still travel and take you on trips with me. But after reading what I wrote on my 41st birthday, and after reading what I wrote last year on my birthday eve and on my birthday last year, I realized that my focus has shifted once again. And I don't think this is a bad thing. I think life is about continuing to grow, continuing to learn, and from what you learn, continuing to change and accept the circumstances and feel hopeful and excited about where the change is going to take you. And so this channel will be changing, and what will be happening in the future will be much more of a focus on the kind of thing I've just touched on. The things that are really important in life, about being human, about enjoying the everyday little things that can bring you joy, finding satisfaction in little chores, artistic pursuits, coffee with a friend, that sort of thing. And being more, realizing how little we really need to make us happy. That's one of the big lessons I've learned from this lifestyle. I don't need a lot of things. I love to be surrounded by things that I love, but I don't need a lot of things. I just want things that make me happy. As Marie Kondo says, things that spark joy. So I hope you will continue to come along on my journey with me. I'm excited for what the future is going to be. At this particular moment in time, I'm still in limbo. I haven't had a call yet to say that I have a new home to go to. I'm still living in the bus, and I haven't posted a video for the last 2 weeks because I did one on 3 projects I did to try and keep the bus a little bit warmer. And I'm having technical difficulties, so with that one, there must be a glitch in the video somewhere and I couldn't share it. But what I've decided is that perhaps that was the universe's way of saying, change your focus to where your heart is taking you. And where my heart is taking me is back to wanting to make a difference. And hopefully some of these videos will be just what someone, even one person, wants to hear or needs to hear on a particular day. And if I can do that through my channel, I will feel very fulfilled and very, very grateful and blessed and happy. So I'm going to say bye-bye for now. I love you all very much, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye for now.